Hi everybody, welcome to my PlayStation Collection Part 3. Hopefully this will be the last part, but I don't know. So let me start off real fast. Fear Effect 1. The control style, I believe, is like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, those classic ones. And the graphics are cel-shaded. And I don't remember the story at all, because it was a really long time when I played it. Next, Fear Effect 2 Retro Helix. Since I haven't played the first one, I am not playing this one until I beat the first one. Next is Tuple number 1. When I bought this game, I bought it mainly because the character art is by Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and other mangas. And when I got this, I didn't expect it to have the sample disc of Final Fantasy VII inside, but I did get it. But Final Fantasy VII was already out at the time, so I already knew about it. See, yes, Dragon Warrior 7. I have not defeated this game, and I played it maybe an hour or so, but then I got into playing something else and it got away from me. I will play this again after with me in these numbered games, I have to beat the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and so on till I get to the 7th. I don't know why I'm like that. I just like to follow along with stories, I guess. Now for the Final Fantasy collection. Final Fantasy Tactics, and as you can see, I kind of doctored up my own case because the person I got this off of only gave me the booklet and the disc, and so I had to print out my own inserts. I did a pretty good job, but I still want to have the original. So maybe I'll order that off of eBay sometime. Final Fantasy Origins. This has been 1 and 2 has been released on the Game Boy Advance as Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of Souls, which number 2 has an alternate not alternate ending, but a ending where you can play as the people who have died in your quest. And it's also, these two have also been released on PSP with much more updated graphics and I believe new areas to explore. And plus Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on PSP are $10 right now at the Game Day sale and GameStop. Next is Final Fantasy Chronicles, that contains Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger. You can pick the Final Fantasy IV up on the DS with the new 3D graphics, but if you like the sprites like I do, you can pick it up on the Game Boy Advance if you can find it. Chrono Trigger suffers from horrible loading times, so you can either you'd probably want to pick it up on the DS because it's a lot cheaper than paying out $60 for the Super Nintendo version. Final Fantasy Anthology, which has Final Fantasy 5 and 6 on it, and it also has a CD soundtrack from both the games. I have played these games, but I've forgotten all about them since it's been a long time ago, but once I defeat 4, I'll go to 5 and 6 and so on. Next, Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, it's greatest hits, I know, but oh well. This is a good game, and it was a good game, but now due to everybody like hyping it up due to the movie and stuff, it's really good. But ever since that movie came out, fans, so-called fans, have been coming out of the woodwork saying that they've been Final Fantasy VII fans for years, but we all know who the real fans are. They usually have Black Label discs, unless they ordered it off of eBay. Next is Final Fantasy VIII. I have not played this. Well, I have, but for some reason I just can't get into it. The junction system is okay, and the drawing magic is okay, but I just can't really get around to it. Maybe I will one of these days. The next game is Final Fantasy IX. I beat this one along with 7, and this is one good game. The storyline is great, the characters are well developed, and it's a really good story. And the summons in it are awesome. There's a summon that is the castle in the game. Its name's Alexander. And this is, in my opinion, this is one of the best Final Fantasy games I've ever played. And it's really good. And you should pick it up if you can find it. But in my area, like, you can't really find PlayStation 1 games. And the last in the Final Fantasy collection is Chocobo Racing. It's a racing game where you're a chocobo, and I don't really remember much. My mind's really bad. Gotta hurry, don't want to go to part 4. Parasite Eve 1. Parasite Eve 2. I've beaten these both. They are really good games, and the third one will come out for the PSP soon, I hope. They're really good Squaresoft games. Next is The Legend of Dragoon. My first disc does not work, so I haven't really played this at all. And the next, YuGiOh Forbidden Memories. I bought this a long time ago just for the cards, and I did beat the game, but it's not playing with the official rules, and it's just crazy. And then Brave Fencer Musashi. I got this off of Comatose 87, and this does have the Final Fantasy VIII demo disc in it, but it does not have the manual, which I'm disappointed in. Our flea market, you know, you can never tell if something works or not, but this is where he got it at. And I just wish that I could get back to playing these old games, because there's so much olds. Now, for the gems of my collection. Persona number 1. I played this for about maybe 2 hours a bit and saved, and I'm now level grinding. But due to the announcement of Persona 1 coming out for the PSP later this year, it comes out in Japan on April 29th. And so due to that, I may not play this because I want to play the newer version. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment ×2. This one's sealed. This one is the re-release that Amazon gave out when you pre-ordered Persona 4 for the PS2. There were very limited quantities of this, and I got mine off of eBay for $80, and I kept it sealed due to, I got this one from a friend because I traded him my an extra Nocturne I had for it, and due to the first disc, it froze up on me, and I was kind of far into it, and I just started out and I didn't even get a save yet, so I need to clean this and hopefully get it to working sometime so I can play it, because I don't know if it'll be a long time if it ever gets released on PSP, but if the first one to get released on PSP if we get the first one would be Innocent Sin, which is the Japanese game, the first Persona 2 game in the 2 series that we never got over here. Well, that's my PlayStation collection. I'm so out of breath now. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't seen, I should have stated this at the beginning, but if you haven't seen part 1 or 2, go and see them first. And thank you for watching all these. If you enjoyed them, comment, rate, and subscribe.